Hello and welcome to Entertainment Deprived Vlogging, where you can procrastinate by watching my videos while I procrastinate by making these videos. Today we are doing something very exciting, and as you can see, I'm wearing the appropriate merch for the exciting thing that's happening today. That's right, Dan and Phil's tour is coming to Chicago, and I am going, and I am very, 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 very excited. It's a beautiful day outside. Just appreciate what a nice day it is outside. Yeah, it's beautiful. So beautiful. That's why I'm inside. So I thought, you know, they still have a good amount of the US tour left, and they have the world tour still. So I just thought I would make a little video for people on kind of what to expect from the tour. I'm not really sure what to expect from the tour. I'm not going to show any of the tour itself, so don't worry, this is spoiler free. But I am going to show kind of like getting to the venue, getting in line, how all that system works. I'm sure it's a little bit different for each theater, but hopefully I'll be able to get some of the merch table and all that in there. I've read that you should get there early and get to the merch table before the show starts, because after the show it is apparently crazy. So I'm gonna bring you guys along on the tour today. I'm hoping to meet some other fans, and hopefully I'll get some of them in the video as well. I will also have a link to buy tickets. I know there are some tickets left for a couple of different venues. I'm back because I forgot to show you my hat, because my hat is like the most amazing thing in the entire world. It's Baymax, and it has Baymax on the inside, and on the back it says Big Hero 6. And I'm wearing it to the tour because in case you didn't know this, maybe you didn't know this, Dan and Phil were in the British version of Big Hero 6. They were technicians 1 and 2, but they were in it, which is super cool. I feel like Dan and Phil would appreciate that. Not that they'll know, but I felt like, you know, I'll give them my love. Okay, look, here's the thing. I have like a ton of nervous energy because I've been super pumped for this for like a really long time. And it's here today, and I can't get the energy out yet because I haven't left. So instead of doing like what I probably should be doing and like channeling the energy into doing homework or something, I went and got a caramel macchiato, and now I'm drinking coffee like the Starbucks loving white girl that I am. And I have more energy now, which is not a good plan. What I would recommend doing, that I have been doing, is listening to like the Dan and Phil version of a pre-game playlist. Now, the kind of fan that you are is going to constitute what ends up in your pre-game playlist. So here's a couple of options for you.
Run away now and forever. I know I got to be right now, cause I can't get much longer. Man, I've been waiting all night, man. That's how long I've been on ya. I wish I had a better voice to sing some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that is new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sing. Baby, can't you see? Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Your head gets dumb, so much to do.
We are on our way downtown. I am too much energy. I'm still like way too excited. And there's Mom. Say hi, Mom. She's not going to the show with me, but she just wants to drive.
Going shopping.
She's going shopping, exactly.
Because Dan and Phil are at the Chicago Theater, and that is on State Street, and there is lots of shopping on State Street.
I have business cards, kind of. I just like printed out my channel name. It says Stephanie Booth Entertainment Deprived Vlogging in ironic Comic Sans. I'm gonna pass these out, so I have like 100 of them. So if you get one of these, give this video a like, because you're probably here because I passed one out to you. Ah! Hi! Mean Green Line, hi! You're meeting beautiful. There you go, hi! Okay, so I am down here. There is a meet and greet line going on behind me. All those people are going to see Dan and Phil. I did not get meet and greet tickets, so I'm just chilling by the front door with this group. These people over here who are laughing at me while I vlog. You guys have awesome shirts. What are your names? Sam. Jess. Very nice. I love them. They're setting up the merch tables inside. If you want to hang out with people, travel, definitely get here early. That's my advice. But yes, what do you say? Yes.
Lizards are my favorite spiky reptiles. So scary! Lizards, I'll never forget if I saw you in the bath. Cold-blooded lizards! That's it!
I love the like pre-show stuff going on. Like we've got cat whiskers going on, we've got Chick-fil-A going on, we've got follow for follow spree going on over here. We've got random singing. Everybody's just chilling with their phones. Say hi. Show off your double shirts. Nice, very nice. People are now telling their weird stories over here. Their weird stories from childhood. Bro, you did it. High five. Yes.
The years start coming and they don't stop coming. Get to the room so they hit the ground running. Didn't make sense but you live for fun. Your brain gets smart but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to say. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't go. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
The crowd got bigger. All of the people. The crowd got so big. Not in the fall. There are so many people here. So I'm just like casually vlogging now because we're waiting for the doors to open. But Dan posted a video like an hour ago, and the amount of like, I love like all the people in the background. They're my favorite. Also favorites. Are you in it? Are you in it? Yeah, there we go. So many faves. So many faves. So Dan posted a video like an hour ago, and like the amount of complaining about not having Wi-Fi was hilarious because we're all like, Dan, we can't watch your video, and everybody just like whipped out their phones like in sync, like, wait, we have the notification and no one can watch it.
Will you be the savior of the broken, the beaten and the damned?
Alright, we are in the merch line. Everyone is super pumped. There's your merchandise, there's prices for the merchandise. The only thing that they said sold out last night was the sign books. So if you really want a sign book, probably get here early.
Merch line over here, we have a snack line over here. The snack line is significantly shorter because everybody wants to get the merch before it's gone.
Alright, this here is our crafty corner and 7-second challenge drop-off zone. So that is where you're going to put your stuff. Your 7-second challenges go in the box. They have paper to write them on. And then if you have crafts, you put them on the table here. There's a lot of fans of Dan and Phil. Oh my word. So beautiful. We've got the theater, which is slowly filling up.
Songs on the radio are okay. My taste in music is your face. The taste of your lips, I wanna ride. You're toxic, I'm slipping under the taste of a poison. I'm addicted to you. You know that you're toxic.
Yeah, oh my God! You gotta do it now!
See us in a way that's different than who we are, creating space between us, so we're separate hearts. But your faith, it gives me strength to believe we're breaking free, flying. There's not a star in heaven that we can't reach. If we're trying, yeah, we're breaking free.
That was the most amazing thing I've ever experienced. Oh my gosh. I even want to say? It was awesome. It was really awesome. Hi, okay, this is the morning after, Stephanie. I got some sleep because I could not form coherent sentences. I've got my merch, which is awesome, and I have my wristband. Yeah, that was really, really, really amazing, guys. I am not going to give any spoilers. They want to keep it quiet for people that want to go see it, and I didn't see any spoilers before I went, so I was completely surprised by everything, which was great. And then they are actually going to have a recording of it, from what I heard. So that's kind of the main reason that they don't want spoilers, is because they are actually going to record one of the shows, and then they're going to be able to sell it. So even if you won't be able to see TATINOF yourself, you will actually be able to see TATINOF eventually once they're done doing the shows. Some tips kind of from an after the show perspective: definitely get there early. I'm the kind of person who gets there like crazy early, so I actually got there like 3 hours before the show started. The doors open an hour before. I got there 2 hours before they let everyone into the theater. And there were probably only 20 or 25 of us there that early. But first of all, you get to be one of the first people into the theater, which I'll talk about in a second. But secondly, even if you're like me and you didn't really have time to make friends before the show, like, oh, you're going to the Chicago TATINOF, we should meet up and hang out, you will make friends. Because you guys are like, you get really tight, just like hanging out, doing nothing. Probably there's a bunch of you watching this that hung out with me before the show, and hey, I love you guys. I have promoted some of them below. Those of you who I did not get in the promos, please go down in the comments, just follow spree down there, guys. Like, I know you're all here and you're all fans and y'all want to hang out with each other and y'all want to talk about how great the show was. And even if you are just like a fan account and you didn't go to the show and you just want to like get a follow, please go down in the comments. We're all tight. I think that's like one of my favorite things about being in any fandom, but this fandom too, is that like even if you don't know people, like you have something in common. Like you all love the same two awkward YouTubers. We're all losers together, and that's kind of the best thing about it. But back to the first thing, you get to be one of the first people into the theater, and that means that you get to be one of the first people through the merch line. Honestly, it was really crazy before the show and after the show. There were some people that spent the whole hour before the show started like just in the merch line. I was one of like the first 20 people into the theater, so I like ran through the merch line, no problem. Took me like 4 or 5 minutes to get through, which was nice because that opened the availability for me to do 7-second challenge or craft corner if I wanted to do those things. I got into the theater as soon as the sound check was done, as soon as the doors opened, so I could kind of like dance around and sing, and my seat buddy and I became bros. Shout out to her. You're like my favorite person in the world. We had a ton of fun. Also, about an hour before the doors opened, which is 2 hours before the show, they came out and they did Why I Was a Weird Kid stories. And I believe also that's when they do the internet support group questions. The Why I Was a Weird Kid stories, I wanted to submit one of those, and I wasn't sure how long it needed to be. So for those of you who are curious about that, it really just needs to be like a sentence. I did my story. I've actually made a video about it, which I will link to at the end of this video, about the fact that I had 2 imaginary friends. One of them we were like really tight, and the other one we didn't like him and we tried to ditch him all the time. So I kind of like condensed that down into one sentence. They took my picture and I actually ended up in the show, which is like the coolest thing ever. Dan and Phil looked at my face and talked about how weird I was as a child. If you're not like positive about your one thing, like play the field, because you can do Why I Was a Weird Kid stories, you can do internet support group questions, you can do 7-second challenges, you can do crafts. For the craft corner, I would say they took the ones that were weird, that were funny, or that were like unique and original. Try to think outside the box, because those are the things that are going to make it into the show. 7-second challenges. During the show, this isn't a spoiler because these ones change by show, but during the show, one of the challenges for Dan was make up a rap about Chicago. He went, Chicago, Chicago, it's the best. It's the home of Obama and Kanye West. And then there was like this moment where he was just like, oh my gosh, I just did that. The internet support group questions, like those are all over the board. There was a mom that asked if they were a good influence. She was like, my kids watch your YouTube channel constantly. Are you guys a good influence? Dan was like, yes, of course. Of course we're a good influence, right guys? And we're all like, wah! And he was like, yeah, see, we're gonna move on to the next question now. So they had some like really great moments just kind of like from fans. So if you are interested, please do the audience participation, because it's so much fun. You're gonna have like a freak out breakdown when you actually make it up there, which is what happened with me. And I really have no idea what they said about my story because I was too busy just like, oh my gosh, my face is on the stage, oh my gosh, they're looking at my picture, oh my gosh, but it It was really cool. It was really cool. Also, pee before the show because stupid me was like so excited that I didn't even think about it. So I had to pee like the whole show. But you don't want to leave. Like there is no point during the show in which you want to leave. There's no intermission and there's no part that you want to miss. So I just like sat there. At the end of the show, Dan and Phil literally walk off the stage, drop their costumes, get on their bus. So if you want to see them get on their bus, you have to miss like the very end of the show, which you do not want to miss the very end of the show. Like that is the best part of the whole show, is the last couple minutes. But don't go out into the alley afterwards and expect them to come out eventually, because they won't. They are done. Like as soon as the tour is over, they're gone. I asked one of the theater workers if she had any advice to give, and she said watch the decibel levels, because the theaters that they're in are meant to project sound, which means that when you have like thousands of screaming girls in that theater, it gets ridiculously loud. Like everyone lost their crap like every 5 seconds, including me. I screamed like constantly. I'm really surprised that I still have my voice, honestly, because I screamed so much. Also, the lights are like really like flashy crazy. So I guess if you would have issues with like seizure warnings and stuff, definitely try to sit near the back of the theater, because there were some times when I was like, ooh, that was a lot of like strobe. If you have bought tickets, or if you're thinking about buying tickets from a third party, please check with the theater. I had a couple girls come talk to me and they were like, hey, I heard you're making a video, please include this. There were some people who bought from a third party ticket vendor, and the ticket said that they were for the meet and greet, and they weren't for the meet and greet, and the theater isn't allowed to let them in if they don't have tickets for the meet and greet. So they spent a pretty good amount of money on tickets for the meet and greet that were not for the meet and greet. Please, if you're not sure, call the theater, make sure that they are meet and greet tickets. Honestly, if I was you, I would buy from Ticketmaster and the theater. And it sucks that a lot of the meet and greet tickets sold out really fast, but if you didn't get tickets for the meet and greet, it's okay. You will still have a great time. You will make a bunch of friends. You will goof off together. I still had an awesome time. Like, I still absolutely best night of my life. I just smiled the whole time. Like afterwards, I was like, my face hurts so much because I was just sitting there in my seat like, this is real. This is happening. I love them so much. When they came out on stage, I almost cried because I was like, they're three-dimensional. Oh my gosh, they're three-dimensional. They're real. The storyline for the play is really great. Again, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but it was just like if you think that the Stalk Him Until He Loves You was great, like, that is not the farthest that they go during that play. Nobody's getting cake. Let's just say nobody's getting cake, and if you've been to the show, you know what I'm saying, and if you haven't been to the show, it's not a spoiler. They were having a great time, and we were having a great time, and they were cracking up that we were losing our crap every time they did anything. So yeah, if you guys have been to the tour, please feel free to like DM me, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. All my links to social media are below. I would love to geek out with you guys about it. Please do not post spoilers in the comments. I will go through and delete if there's spoilers. If you have not been to the show yet, you will love it. You will flip out. You will have a great time. It was everything that you could possibly want, just packed into a 2.5 hour time frame. Please like this video if you liked it. Share it if you are going, or if you know someone who's going, please let them know. I feel like there was some stuff that I wasn't really sure about before I went, so I'd love to make everybody just feel like as comfortable as possible when you're going to the tour. This video, subscribe! That's the thing that I forgot. Please subscribe to my channel. I hope that you guys really enjoy it if you're going, and it was awesome. It was awesome.